Attaching assessment anchors and mastery standards to your materials in Schoology is a really helpful way to track your students' specific learning goals. Let's start by creating an assignment. We want to start by creating this assignment in the same way we normally would. Add your materials, add a due date, a specific category, and a marking period. Now, before we create, all the way at the bottom, we see a line under Learning Objectives. Here, you can choose what you want to track your students by. I recommend state standards and assessment anchors. It will take a minute to get used to working your way through all of the different standards and assessment anchors in your specific subject. As you click down through, you want to get down to the absolute specific standard. You can add more than one standard if it applies. When you've selected all of the assessment anchors or standards that you want, choose the Add button and you'll see it's attached here at the bottom of your assignment. Now, create your assignment as you normally would. Now, when I go back under my materials, the standard or assessment anchor is listed right here under that particular assignment. You can also do this for questions on tests and track the standards throughout your marking period. Now I want to head up to Mastery, which is just below your gradebook. Once I've selected Mastery, all of your students will show up similar to your gradebook. But at the top, instead of assignments, you have specific standards and how your students are doing. This way you can track what specific areas your students need help with. If you move from student achievement to learning objectives, you can see exactly where this standard was assessed for your students. You can scroll through the entire 9 weeks and see snapshots of how your class is doing. Or specifically, you can go to student achievement. Back here, you can see which specific students need help with what specific standards. When I select the standard itself, I'm given that overview of exactly where I've assessed this in my marking period. This is great feedback for administrators and for parent-teacher conferences. If I highlight a standard, I can see a snapshot of my entire class. How many are above expectation or below expectations? If you find this view to be a bit overwhelming, you can always come up to the Edit icon here and export your summary. I would recommend using a colored printer.